Cybersecurity is always evolving, and 2025 is shaping up to bring some big changes. With attackers getting smarter, MSPs have a chance to turn challenges into opportunities. Joining me to share what's coming and what it means for the channel is Marc Laliberte from WatchGuard. Hi, Marc.
Hey, Sydney. Thank you.
Now we know attackers are using more advanced tools to streamline their attacks. What's one major trend MSPs need to be aware of, and how can they position themselves to protect their clients?
Yeah. So we expect to see attackers leverage what we call multimodal AI to create entire attack chains. And let me break that down for you. So attackers have been experimenting with what we call single modal AI, which is artificial intelligence that's really good at one thing, like writing, creating source code, making pictures, deep faking audio, but not a generalist. It's not good at everything. And so they're having to pick and choose different models to do different parts of the attack chain, like writing phishing emails, creating scripts to spin up attacker infrastructure, creating malware payloads, what have you. We've also seen them really use artificial intelligence as a part of phishing toolkits available online and underground marketplaces. So we expect attackers to leverage advancements in artificial intelligence with true multimodal AI, which is artificial intelligence that can do multiple things really well, to commoditize the entire attack chain. And this means that there's a real risk that these threats will overwhelm already resource-starved companies out there. So we expect to see MSPs increasingly adopt managed detection response services like WatchGuard MDR to really help reduce their mean time to detection and mean time to response to potential security incidents targeting them and their customers.
Cyber criminals are getting creative, especially when it comes to targeting supply chains. What strategies should MSPs focus on to detect and prevent these types of long-term threats?
Yeah, so attackers are really focusing now on what we call the long con in digital supply chain attacks. They've been attacking the supply chain for years now. SolarWinds back in 2020 into 2021 was a major incident. But attackers are also focusing on little-known open source libraries too. For example, XZUtils is one that most people probably never heard of, at least until maybe early last year. For those that still don't know what it is, it's a compression utility that's included in every single Linux flavor out there. And in March of last year, someone inserted a little bit of malicious code that would have given them the ability to execute commands on any internet-exposed Linux system in the world. And this was only discovered because one Microsoft engineer noticed that his SSH management connections to his server took a few tenths of a second longer to complete than what he was expecting, and he went to investigate it. And he unraveled this nearly 2-year effort by a threat actor to build up credit by fixing bugs in this utility over time before finally getting the level of access they needed to insert a stealthy implant into that utility. So we expect that these kind of long con attacks are going to become the norm.
AI has become such a big part of our world, but not all of it is being used for good. How can MSPs prepare for the ways bad actors might exploit AI and turn that into a chance to stand out in the channel?
So generative AI, it is very much in a hype cycle. If you talk to any software company that got any amount of funding in the last year, all of them are going to tell you they're using that funding to add artificial intelligence to their product. And Gartner's putting generative AI at like the peak of the inflated expectations now in their hype cycle model, meaning it's on its way to the trough of disillusionment, where people are going to start getting burned out or turned off by some of the implementations. But while that's happening, the technology is improving at an extremely rapid rate. Deepfake audio and video is becoming incredibly convincing, and it's already being used in major attacks. There was one early last year where a financial employee wired $25 million to an attacker even after a very convincing Zoom call with the CFO, where it turned out to be real-time deepfaked audio and video of that executive convincing this employee to wire the money. So we expect MSPs and their customers to really see an increase in AI-powered social engineering in the forms of audio and video phishing. And MSPs should combat this with targeted training to make sure that their employees and their customers are aware that we really can't trust a Zoom call anymore. paired with technical controls to defend against identity-based attacks.
That's a great take on AI, Marc, and I appreciate you walking us through what's ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Sydney. Appreciate it.
To learn more about WatchGuard's 2025 predictions, visit the website on your screen. For the Channel Company, I'm Sydney Neely.